Good morning and welcome to day 46 of my love-hate relationship with Gloria. I think yesterday was definitely more hate than love. It was a tough all day yesterday. The muddy undercliffs were awful, absolutely awful. Lyme Regis, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then the campsite was quite nice as well, but after that we climbed over, before the campsite we climbed over Golden Cap, and there's the campsite in the distance. We've done about half a mile so far, already done the first climb of the day. So we put in a big day yesterday. It was about 18 miles. We're trying to, well, Down and Rachel are trying to finish on Monday. In fact, they've got to finish on Monday. They've got a hotel booked that night and a train booked the next morning. And I'm just hanging on their coattails really. It's getting tougher for me. My feet are getting worse. They've got splits on them, as well as blisters. And yeah, I thought it would be getting easier by now, but it's not. It's getting harder. And we've got another 17-mile day today, but it's a bit flatter to be fair. So we'll see how today goes. It's quite mild, overcast. I don't think we're going to get much good weather now between now and the end, looking at the weather forecast. In fact, it could end in a bit of a damp squib, but if all goes to plan, no more than 5 days, but it's getting harder every single day. But it's already a great achievement, and I've just got to get over the finish line now. So Amy and Dawn will get married tomorrow. Gabby's going down today. Long drive for her. If you ever see this, I wish you both a wonderful day and a wonderful life of happiness. Sorry I can't be there, and yeah, I'm sure you'll have a fantastic time. So, speak to you soon. Forgot to mention just now, book 5, Dorset. This came into play yesterday at Lyme Regis. Can't believe I'm on book 5. Dorset so far has been quite lovely. The undercliffs yesterday were in dirty Devon, but Dorset's lovely, so hope that continues. Speak to you soon. Pebbles as far as the eye can see. couple of things that have sort of surprised me on this walk and have been quite tricky to manage, and one of them is getting a meal down, your hot meal. Audrey and Malcolm, Gabby's parents, in their innocence, send a lot of messages saying make sure you get a good meal tonight, or make sure you have a good breakfast before you set off and stuff. And you know, those sentiments are absolutely bob on, but it just hasn't worked out like that really. Even in meals, a lot of the pubs this year with COVID etc are only taking bookings. So whereas before you might wander into the local pub, have a beer and then order some pub food, that's not been a possibility. And breakfasts, a lot of the beach bars don't open until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So you need to get walking. You can't sit around waiting for somewhere to open for an hour. It's too many miles to cover, so very often you set off again and you might nip into the local Spar and get a bag of crisps and a bottle of pop, and that's it, you're on your way. So it's not always been easy to eat regularly and eat good stuff regularly. So hence I've had about 100 bottles of fizzy drink and every conceivable type of crap to go with it. The other thing has been campsites. Bit of a frustration of mine. Anybody doing this walk from start to finish in one go pretty much has to carry their own tent. And there have been very few campsites on the route. A lot of them have been as much as 2-3 miles off the route. You've got to wait for buses or get taxis or just walk up to them. I've walked 1.5 miles to one and it was closed. Again, a lot of businesses haven't bothered to reopen etc after COVID and lockdown. So that has been a massive frustration, getting to and from campsites at the end of the day. If I was anything to do with organising the South West Coast Path, I'd put some wild camping spots in place with a water pipe, and so that not far from the route, so that campers can get somewhere safe to stay for an evening. I know that's easier said than done, but if you want people doing this walk rather than just in bits and day walks etc, then they've got to camp, and they can't camp if the facilities aren't there. You're not supposed to wild camp, that's supposed to be illegal. So what they need to do is put some places in place, some clearings in place with a standpipe, just to help those who are trying to do the through walk all the way through start to finish. Just my thoughts. This day's come right away from the coast and is now heading back to the coast, but I don't like it. Across farmland and stuff. It's a bit convoluted, and I've already done nearly 15 miles. I've no idea where I'm going to stop tonight, but just trying to eat into the last few miles so that I can finish in another 4 days. Okie dokie, speak to you soon.
Does it take to be happy? How many times do you have to feel lonely before you get the chance to meet someone, before you get to meet someone like you? How many songs can you write about heartbreak? How to go on you're fed up with mistakes, maybe I just found the answers. Maybe I just found the answers in you. Come give me all your love. I want you to know we can make it together. Let the wind blow. All we need is each other. Come take my hand. You're all that I have now. I won't let you go, 'cause I found all the answers in you.
Morning campers, here we go again, day 46, this love affair with Gloria. It's a bit on the rocks, I can see it going one way or the other in the next few days, but we'll hang in there, see if we can make it work. Stayed at East Fleet touring park last night. It's generally okay, but the pitch was very slopey, which I think is poor. They put backpackers as far away from the amenities as possible, which is also poor. And then at 9:30 last night, some fat little job's worth told me that I had to move my tent. So, because it was 3 inches too close to the next one. Honestly, he could have told me at 6 o'clock when I was pitching it, but as I was ready to get into bed, it was quite annoying. Anyway, it's all done. So it's a beautiful day today. I think it could be hot. Got a bit of a plan. We're going around Portland today, which means we're going to try and drop the bags off, because we return to the same point after something like a 10-mile circuit, 13-mile circuit, something like that. Not sure what. But if we can do it with a little day sack, it'll be a lot easier.
Hi guys.
So that's the plan of action.
Good morning.
Morning. It's also Amy and Donald's wedding day. Sorry I can't be there again, I know I've apologised, but it was my choice at the end of the day. But I couldn't be in 2 places at once, which is regrettable. But I'm sure you're going to have a fantastic day. Everybody will have a great time, and I wish you both a lifetime of happiness together. You beautiful couple. You deserve it. It's been very stressful for you over the last couple of years. Fingers crossed it all goes super smooth today. So that's it. I will tune in soon. Speak to you later.
I'm okay if I got you. We don't have to stay. We can do what we want to. Just give a little bit of your heart. Give a little bit of your heart to me. All of my scars start to heal when I'm with you, and I can't explain how I feel when I'm with you. Just give a little bit of your heart. Give a little bit of your heart to me. Just come give me all your love. I want you to know we can make it together. Let the wind blow. All we need is each other. Come take my hand. You're all that I have now. I won't let you go, 'cause I found all the answers in you. Okay if I got you, we don't have to stay. We can do what we want to. I just found the answers. Baby, I just found the answers in you.
This is called a Roy dog, an old Portland tail which used to live at Cave Hole at Portland Bill. People say he has one red eye and one green eye. Known to hunt smugglers and fishermen that passed his cave. If you look closely you can see the eye of his victims weaved into his fur. Oh yeah.
I did a lot of bad things, and never did I give in. Just 'cause the thought of being vulnerable made me feel less than I am. I have never felt home till you entered my door.
Well, we're still on Portland here. We've just walked probably about a mile in the wrong direction. Just came to a dead end at the water's edge, which is very frustrating on what is already going to be about an 18-mile day. We've still got a long way back to Ferry Bridge and then another mile or so back to the campsite, which is all ground that we've already walked. But such is the circuit of Portland, it has to be done that way, unfortunately, but it doesn't help when you go the wrong way, so I don't think they'll let me lead again. Speak to you soon. Well, I've just finished the longest day of the Southwest Coast Path. It was never really the intention to be that long, but it was 22 miles. The only saving grace was that the majority of it, apart from the first 3 miles, was done without our big packs. So we pretty much flew around, but then the last 5 or 6 miles your feet are starting to hurt and stuff. But yeah, because you've got to do a circuit of Portland, the island of Portland, the other side of Chesil Beach, it allowed us to, we walked to this campsite which was only 3 miles from the previous campsite, dropped our tents off, set them up ready and then left, and we left about 11 from here. So we did 19 miles between 11 and 7. So not too bad, but oh, it was great going up the hills, it really was, because without the pack I was flying. I've never felt so fit going up those hills, so it's definitely had some effect. But the last 3 days now, the pack goes back on and it's that monkey on the back again. But I'm having a nice drink made on the lovely stove that Gabby donated, and apart from sore feet, all is good. So that's the end of that day. Major obstacle, 3 more days to go. Tough days, lots of hills, but I think we're getting there. Fingers crossed. Speak to you soon. Good morning. It's day 47. And I don't know whether you can hear that, but it's a very wet one. Rain's been falling from about 3 o'clock this morning. It's hard to be in a hurry to get off, I'm afraid. We've got to get to Lulworth Cove today, or thereabouts. Maybe Durdle Door, there's a campsite there. But it's 15 miles. The rain should stop by about midday, but I don't think that'll be long enough to get to the destination. So looks like probably have to set off in the rain, which is a bit frustrating. Going through Weymouth, might be able to get some lunch or something there. But yeah, the last 3 days now, they're all tough days, a lot of hills, a lot of cliff climbing, steep ones, limited accommodation options, and the weather forecast for all 3 days is bad. So Gloria's kept this back, held it back, kept it up her sleeve. She's really going to make the final push difficult and truly testing. So we'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, day 47 I think I said. I'm not going to be doing much filming, certainly this morning. Maybe later when we get to Door, it will brighten up a bit. Okay, so fingers crossed for a okay day. Speak to you soon.
And from that moment I knew that a home is whatever you choose. That's the thing about you. The best thing I did, and I want you to know, was letting you in. From that moment I knew that you were all I missed. Baby, it took just one kiss. 'Cause here in your arms I can finally let go. The rest of the world is outside when you make sure I'm all you missed. Baby, it takes just one kiss. Many years have gone by.
Dorset has been lovely, but it's definitely been the muddiest part of the whole trail. Really muddy paths today again. A couple of days ago, horrendously muddy. 2 days to go now. Hopefully it'll dry out a bit, but the weather forecast doesn't help, or won't help if it comes to fruition. But yeah, it's just taking something away from it, the muddy underfoot conditions, but you can't have everything.
Many tears have dried out. I know that I will be with you as long as you still want me to. All the things we've been through, everything that's been you, there isn't anything else that
go again for the 48th day of this love affair, love-hate affair. It's definitely on the rocks now. I've really had enough of it. Stayed at Durdle Door campsite last night, or holiday park as they call it. It was nice in some respects. It had all the facilities, but the campers had to sleep in a little wooded area that had the most... There was no flat pitches for a start, it was quite muddy, but it has the most horrendous colony of crows you've ever heard. And at 5 o'clock this morning, sleep over, because the crows just make this... Not one or two of them, lots of them. I don't know whether you heard that, but that's the sound you have to put up with. The other thing about Durdle Door Holiday Park, arrogant pigs that they are, they charged me £30 to stay. £30. No tent, no car, one person, a tiny tent, £30. I tried to argue with them. It's £30 per tent. So I said if I had an 8-man tent, it would be £30. It'd be £30 a night because that's the cost of the pitch. It's arrogant people. I said to them that's the most I've paid on the whole of the walk, and this is like the 40-something time I've camped. Yeah, it didn't work. So anyway, at least I got on because it was quite busy. So today's going to be a busy day. Morning. It's a long walk, but it's the penultimate day. So hopefully the adrenaline will keep me going. Got loads of wet, smelly clothes. Don't know what to do next really. I think I'll just see it through now and stink. So here we go. Durdle Door. First call is Lulworth Cove, which is beautiful. So speak to you soon.
I can finally let go. The rest of the world is outside when you made sure I'm all you missed. Baby, it took just one kiss.
That's the famous Lulworth Cove. Almost perfectly circular. Beautiful. We've just had an interesting few moments there coming out of Lulworth Cove. We're on the edge of military firing ranges here that they shell things out at sea and stuff, and they have red flags flying when they're shelling, so you have to go around, and it's a major diversion. So we didn't fancy that, but Darren checked the website and they said they're not firing today. They don't usually fire at weekends, but guess what? There was red flags up. So we had to make a decision. Anyway, we decided to risk it. And we're now on the route going round the firing range, but they're definitely not firing. I think the calf owner at Lulworth said, oh, they're lazy buggers, they never take the flags down, which sort of defeats the object. So you don't know whether they're firing or not, but all things being equal, it didn't look as though they were, and we've taken the chance. And then we got to the next gate and it said, yeah, you're free to go through. So it could have been exciting, scurrying on our bellies over this area underneath the firing, but not to be, thankfully. And no 11-mile diversion either, even better. Speak to you soon. Whilst today is the penultimate day, Gloria doesn't give you an easy finish. Some of the most serious long climbs of the whole walk occur today, and we're just about to gird our loins ready for this one. And it looks an absolute beast, but there you go. So no let up, even though there's only one day to go. Speak to you soon. That was the longest, steepest climb of the walk so far, and there's only one day to go. Talk about saving the best till last. But there might be another one today yet, so this is just the start of the day. But anyway, I got up there, had a couple of stops on the way, but that was a beast of a climb. Speak to you soon. Just testing the camera out because I just had a fall. Landed on my left wrist holding the camera, stuffed it into the ground. More worried about that than my own condition, but it seems to be working okay, so thanks to Sony. Tough little camera this. My wrist's a bit sore though. Speak to you soon.
I can finally let go. The rest of the world is outside when you made sure I'm all you missed. Baby, it took just one kiss.
Well, today might have been the penultimate day, but there was no let up in degree of difficulty. The climbs were as tough as any climbs on the whole route, and they came thick and fast. But we managed those, and then we got to a place called Worth Matravers in reasonable time, but then we found it difficult to find the campsite, which has been a feature of this walk pretty much from start to finish. And we wandered around the countryside a little bit before we got to this campsite in Acton. Unfortunately, by then the rains had come, so it's a wet evening after a tough walk. Just to add a bit of further interest, I fell over today, landed on my wrist, hurt quite a bit at the time. I also smacked the camera into the ground, which I was more worried about. But as I say, considering it's the penultimate day, it's not eased off in difficulty, this walk, and still got one more day to go. But got the tent up in the rain and just about got it unpacked, etc. Not many clean clothes left, if any at all. But you know, I'm feeling like nearly there now. And it was a great walk, beautiful area to walk from Lulworth Cove along the coast all the way. But yeah, it was just dull and overcast, but massive climbs. I guess we're getting used to them by now, so they're not quite as horrendous as they were earlier in the walk, but nevertheless I think we did 15 miles again today, maybe 16, because Acton is where we're camping is at least 2 miles off route. So there you go. This is the last night camping. I won't miss this for the time being, but Gloria's kept a bit of rain back just to make it more interesting. So getting there. This time tomorrow could be all over, so that's an ambition ticked off. So I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.
I can find